Crypto market just decided to surprise a lot of people. We just got 3 consecutive daily closes which broke above each of them. And Bitcoin broke just above the previous resistance levels and closed it there. That's a huge sign. Now, is that a surprise for you? We don't think so. 3 days back, we delivered this message. Most will miss this massive move because majority are looking for a huge correction. Remember, this thought process was delivered when the price was at 38,000. Talking about the exact same point, we are now completing these 2 key parameters. And what happened after that? We bounced back in. And at 42, we again reiterated the fact that, guys, watch this. You are going to get more momentum after you break the moving average. What comes next? It breaks through, it gathers the momentum and blows through the roof. Now, it's not just Bitcoin doing that. There is a lot of different assets which are actually running through that. It did come back down. It did bounce back up. So the market is now a mix of a lot of opportunity if you are ready to absorb those. Yeah. What about XRP, our little boy? It is trying to break through this pattern. It is trying to show you the fact that it is trying to give you a short-term reversal sign. What should we look at? If this is what XRP is showing on a short-term narrative, what can we look for on a medium term? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. 980 plus members are in the SI family taking all these opportunities so that they can grow in crypto world. Especially if you don't understand the language of technical analysis or you're new to this land of candlesticks, it's going to be trouble. But look at this. The price has been clear. For some reason, it's been a little bit more predictable than it used to be. Maybe that's a trap which the whales are leading us to. So we should be careful. Why? When you're on the real time here, you're looking at all these great, positive, huge news. Technically speaking, your RSI is on the overbought territory. Whenever you enter there, the price just goes through. Bears, they just get kicked out, right? Cool. We're all happy about that. We got a lot of buying volume. The price did go through. So sellers backed out. Remember what we talked in yesterday's video or the video before that? This was the same scenario. When everyone else was giving you the downside syndrome, we were talking about this as a possible move. Now the market is completing that. But as an altcoin investor, this is what I would really like to look at. We just had the Bitcoin dominance showing you the fact that money is starting to move into alts. So if you had few trades in different segments of the market, you're already watching those playing out. Why? Because when you enter here, you're watching all coins are now starting to perform. Now, if you are receiving value and you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do consider doing that. That supports the growth of this channel. Now, back to the market. You're now watching like, okay, some of these are smart contracts. Some of them are gaming. Some of them are AI. So you are now confused. All of them are going up. Keep one thing in mind. When that wave comes in, everything goes up. You won't even see fundamentals in most of them, which runs up crazy. This was the case in 2021. This was the case in 2017. So understand the fact that you should be in the boat which goes up, but if you get the timing wrong, it should not bankrupt you. So you need to know what the project is and what kind of liquidity that project has so that you see profit and take profit and get out. That's important this time around. Why? Bitcoin dominance is showing you good sign. Perfect. But Then you enter Bitcoin itself. This is where I really want to reiterate the fact. A lot of people wanted this to cross to the downside, but it just crossed to the upside or bounced back to the upside, which is positive for bulls. Great, perfect. But at the same time, you need to know price is going up. Great, but the RSI is not. Now, is the final top of this divergence confirmed? No. Agreed. Last time, when you actually saw this, the confirmation came here, which was by 15th Feb. The start of that move to the upside was by 25th Jan. So you kind of get it. It kind of took around 20 days to deliver that range of price movement. Now, look at this. When that price started bouncing, which was here, this candle, to that upside, you kind of had 30, 35 days. Now, if you exclude this and go back here, you can argue that's 20 days. Now, what if this is that phase which we are going for? It would look something like this. It would surprise a lot of different human beings while we consolidate here. Altcoins will go through the roof, but people would still expect Bitcoin to go high towards what level? 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, all those numbers. But if this is what we are watching, you should not fall for that. Rather, what happened last time? Money went into the altcoins, and if you weigh in those segments which were attracting more money, you would have made a lot more capital. Now, if you're in payments, you're now looking at this. Now, this is a weekly chart. Don't misunderstand this. Last time you saw this, the price action did respond to that. Next time you saw that, the price action did respond to that. But we didn't break a major resistance. Agreed. This time around, your short term would actually look like this. We're still there, which is good. So if we break this, what comes next? That is what should be interesting for a lot of people. We would put the argument here that this broke to the upside, you consolidated there, you're breaking back to the upside. Remember some of our calls, the breakouts, our trades where I entered, you guys saw where I entered, right? Now, if you are in some of these short-term assets, you are now looking at this. And you're like, okay, that looks a lot of similar price structure. Yes, on a different asset. Yes, on a different time horizon. But you can see this. You had a channel where you consolidated. You have another channel after the breakout, which is kind of an accumulation, reaccumulation on a different price structure. And what's happening? You break that, you go higher. Right? This is the structure which is forming. Now, if you go back in the same assets, historically speaking, you can see this, right? The price structure. Now, if you are willing to learn from the market is there to give you all the information you need. This is what the price action did last time. You had the similar structure, you broke higher, you did that accumulation, reaccumulation, boom, you go higher. So if this is the same here, then when you jump back into XRP on a macro, XRP shows you that it is playing out that scenario on a macro. So what would that upside look like? It's going to be monumental, but not like, that 10,000, 100,000 bullshits, but something logical, something which the market is going to give you. But watch the divergence, watch the breakout. Because when you're in XRP, logic is good, great, but you also need to think on the other side. What would be the whales doing here? Because they here knows that a ton of retail is in this asset. So the level of manipulation which you will see in this asset is going to be sky high. No doubt about that. Don't even doubt about that. So when you see this breakout, a retest and a bounce is going to be perfect. Now, we do like to see that the RSI enter here on the overbought territory after a long period of time. We want to see that. Perfect. But we also want to see the fact that weekly come back up. You enter here. This is where the price action should look crazy in XRP. Now look at XLM. Are you getting that signal like, okay, all of them are responding? Yeah, we are getting that point here. We're getting to that range where the price action is showing you all of those. You need to break through the moving average. Agreed. But on a short term, which is a daily, you're trying to break through that moving average. We would like to first get the breakout, a confirmation. While the Bitcoin rides to the upside, we want to see how high it goes, where this negative divergence gets confirmed. Because if this happens to be a big run up like this, it would look smaller because it's on a weekly chart, right? When you zoom in. But when you are in the right horizon here and you measure from that local bottom to that top, it's like 100% plus. So here your local bottom is here, and if you measure that 100% move, you would have to put the argument like, okay, we are going for 78,000. Fine, I'm happy with that. Wherever it is, I'm happy. But what am I looking for? The consolidative pattern here, while a ton of money enters into the altcoins. This is where we are positioned heavily. Right now, there are assets which are moving for sure. They are highly correlated with Bitcoin. So by the time the alt market is absorbing a lot more money, the coins which are running up would most likely slow down because they are following Bitcoin. Now, when Bitcoin slows down, they will also slow down. So keep that in your mind. Now, we are reaching an area where I, agree with Macarac XRP here with the thought process of we are all getting frustrated. If the price is not moving, it's going to be a losing game for a lot of XRP holders. But think about the other side. This is usually when, or that area of market cycle, when a lot of people step out and then the whales start pushing the price back up. Now we are also seeing on the other end, SEC is capitulating, right? So that's like, okay, on the other side, that group of people are moving off. That gives you a lot of credibility to say, okay, crypto market may actually see much, much better movements. So fine. Now we go on to the other side of this. Okay, you're watching like the IBIT, the BlackRocks, 4 billion in. Then you're looking at the Fidelity, they are 3 billion in. Now you're looking at ARK, they are $1 billion in. So now you're like, okay, there is a lot of different institutions who are now buying like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 Bitcoins. You don't have that much supply coming into the market. So where are they buying this from? The retail who think the price is going down with the help of some Twitter, YouTube guys. They're now literally helping the BlackRocks to buy more as the retail sell. Now, the thought process here should be clear. You will see the big guys exiting. Now, if this is a trap, say you do this, the RSI deliver that divergence and the price happen to go back down here, fine. As soon as you get a weekly close, giving you the confirmation like this, there is no looking back, guys. There is no looking back. The moment you see this, whatever happens after that, whether the price go about to make a new high, that's going to be a trap. Follow the RSI. The strength would be dropping back to the downside. You want to make sure those key parameters in the market fits you well. And when we say that, understand, we were looking at these when the price was at 38,000, close to that. And the thought process was that should be the bottom. And that was the bottom, 38,300 somewhere. Why? Because we were learning from the history, especially from the recent past. I put this argument every now and then. Remember, looking at last 100 years, last 10 years, last 15 years, it's all good, great. But understand, most likely, the guys who were trading in the market back then are not here. Or at least, vast majority of them are not here. And if those guys are here, they're whales and they're not trading. They're just holding. They're not even impacting the price. Yeah, the supply-demand equation matches up, but they're not doing these short-term moves. Those who are coming in now, those who are trying to trade, is making all these mess, the noise of the market. So now, I would argue, look for last 1 year. Look for last 2 years. This is where you understand, okay, the psychology of those who are trading right now in the market it looks somewhat like this, they may repeat these pattern, and that's how we reach the conclusion of this should happen, which is going back up to that resistance. Fine, we saw coming back in, the moving average is slowing down. That was something new. History doesn't repeat, right? It rhymes. But when it rhymes, you get to take advantage of all this. So if you are looking for that, join the SI family. The Patreon link is given in the description below, in YouTube, or in the bio on Twitter. And if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.